Media. You know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up. So what's up? How you doing in this Luby say? With your legs media. Sorry, this is getting a little munch. Yeah, today was amazing. Jonas Vingegaard. I need a hat to take off because it's what I wanted to do is hats off to Jonas Vingegaard because it's like chapeau to Jonas Vingegaard for taking the race to Pogacar. He's not sitting around and waiting. He's just like, yo, let me do this. If I want to win the Tour de France, I have to go and win the Tour de France. Visma Lisa bike, they did the thing. They were basically on the front for most of the race, controlling the tempo, controlling the attacks and whatnot. They did a good job. Mario Jorgensen, when he got onto that climb, it was 15 kilometers to the climb, and he rode for all of 5 kilometers. So this is where the strength of UAE was that much better than Visma. So because when UAE went to the front and they did their thing on the climbs, they usually had 2 to 3 guys to go through before they got to Pogacar. So Pogacar may only have like 5 to 3 kilometers left to go if he wanted to do anything, or even a kilometer, because he had his guys to take him that far. But just having Mario Jorgensen, and Mario was only able to go for 5 kilometers, which left Jonas 10 kilometers to ride that just killer tempo. And you can see that Pogacar, he even said it in his interview, and I can see that Vingegaard had Pogacar on the ropes, and because it was a high tempo and it was a steep climb. So when you're going on a climb like that and it's hard and it's just constant, it's just like you are in power mode, and you see Poggi spinning back there on his 165 cranks. But I can just imagine, man. I can just imagine what he was going through to stay on Vingegaard's wheel, because it's almost like one of Poggi's efforts. Poggi does these explosive efforts that just no one can live with, and it's almost like Jonas Vingegaard actually, he sort of did that explosive effort, but he stretched it out. So it wasn't as hard, like it wasn't bam, but it was just like this, like the punch just didn't stop. It just like didn't stop. So that's what Jonas Vingegaard was doing, and that is that's some serious fitness. That is tough to sustain. So, but before let me finish that. So anyway, it was really early for because he only had the one guy to go to. And he can only Mario Jorgensen big up, because Mario was setting a frantic tempo and he was just getting rid of guys left, right, and center. But he needed at least one more guy to take him a little further. I think if he would have had 1 or 2 more riders to take him a little further up the climb, maybe he would have been able to be there to sprint for the finish and not lose any time. But because he only had Mario Jorgensen and no other riders, so this is where he really missed Sapkus. Really missed Sapkus. But yeah, it was what it was. So with was it just after the 5 kilometer mark? So it was like Mario went for 5K, and then Jonas went for 5K, and then right after that, Poggi just hit him, boom. Because Jonas did the thing. He you could see him slowing up. The tempo dropped just a tiny bit, and obviously Poggi could feel it. The tempo dropped, and then as soon as Jonas looked back, he knew, okay, he's done. And he said, I must have just give an attack and see what happens. And that's all you could do. You attack and see what happens. If he can respond or come back, then it is what it is. So Poggi attacked, and he just didn't look back. It just went to 10, 12, and it just grew slowly. So by the time Poggi got to the top, he had 1 minute and 6 seconds on Jonas Vingegaard when he crossed the line. And then he's like on GC now. Poggi is 3 minutes ahead of Jonas Vingegaard, 4 minutes ahead of, 5 minutes ahead of Remco, and I believe in fourth is it Mikel Landa? I have to check. Anyway, that's who it is. So I'm just trying to go top of my head. I got it right in front of me. I didn't even know why. I don't just look. But anyway, that is what it is. But earlier in the race, in the breakaway, you had Jai Hindley, is it Richard Carapaz, who else was some of the other players, but those were the two main guys for me. And I think those guys sort of did themselves a disservice because they were in the breakaway. They had 3 minutes, and then it was about 12 of them. And for some reason, the break split in half. So 6 guys, because a couple guys didn't want to work through. Carapaz was in the group of guys that didn't want to work through. So he's like, I'm not taking you, and he didn't want to do all the work. So what happens is Carapaz gets stuck in that group. And then Ben Healy just made a big attack and jumped across, and Carapaz didn't go. And Carapaz sort of had to wait to the climb because he knew he could get him back on the climb. And he did. Healy came back and paced him a little bit because Healy was done. And Carapaz got up too. So the EF always had somebody in the breakaway. Well, the main part of the breakaway. And then when Carapaz got up, man, that was just a match that he didn't need to burn. So by the time they got onto the last climb, they needed at least 4 to 5 minutes in order to stay away. They probably needed about 6 minutes in order to win the stage. And because of that, because of all of that infighting, they sort of killed their chances. They probably could have gotten a lot further faster on the flat, and wouldn't have had to use so much energy to do that. And if they had gotten a little further on the flat, maybe they would have had a chance at somebody in the breakaway taking the stage. But it didn't happen. Poggi and Jonas Vingegaard came across. Each of them one by one, like they were standing still. And the amazing thing is to see Carapaz was able to, get up to the tempo and ride with Vingegaard and Poggi for maybe all of 400 or 500 meters. But I mean, even to just do that after the day that he had been through, I thought that was pretty impressive. So I think Carapaz is the real deal. I just think, I don't know. He just needs to put it together because he's obviously talented and super strong. He's the Olympic champion for a reason. But anyway, that was today's day. Poggi just was talking to him and just like, yo, this is what's up. And that's what's up, man. I meant to get into the thing. So yeah. Anyway, I thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. Sever your legs media. You know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.